So after what seems like decades of speculation, Jaguar's all-new F-Type sports car is upon us. This is the top-spec V8S version, which costs £79,950. And before I tell you anything about its new lightweight aluminium construction, or its 489 bhp supercharged V8 engine, or even its new 8-speed quick-shift transmission, well, take a look at this. The first thing that you notice when you climb aboard the new F-Type is just how low you sit behind the wheel. Jaguar reckons that you sit 20mm lower than in any other car they've ever made. And that one fact tells you everything you need to know about just how brand new the F-Type is from the ground up. And it's not just the driving position that feels great, the whole thing just feels snug and good and right. It just instantly puts a huge smile on your face, and that's quite a familiar theme for pretty much everything the F-Type does. What we're talking about here is a car with a fair bit more performance even than the XKRS. We have a 495 horsepower version of the XKRS's V8, supercharged V8 under the bonnet. We have rear wheel drive, great, but what we also have is an aluminium chassis and monocoque, and that means it's about 1600 kilograms, and when you mate that with 500 horsepower and Jaguar's new 8-speed quick shift automatic gearbox, gosh, you really need to get ready for the fireworks, because I'm not kidding you, this thing is seriously fast. We're talking 911 turbo fast. The sort of numbers Jaguar are talking about for this car are massively impressive. 0 to 60 in 4.2 seconds, a limited top speed of 186 miles an hour, and pretty good on the economy front and the emissions front too for a big potent V8. But actually, the V8S F-Type is about way more than numbers. It's about response, it's about feel, it's about emotion, it's about noise. The sound this thing makes echoing off these Spanish hillsides is just phenomenal. There is absolutely no doubting the performance of this thing. It feels monstrous in a straight line, but better still than that, I think, better than the rabid straight line performance it's got, is the way it feels when it goes around corners. It's got lovely turning. There's virtually no understeer on the road that I can detect. I think probably on a track you might be able to, but what it has is just beautiful steering feel, proper, honest, touchy-feely steering feel, lovely handling balance. You know exactly where the front end is at all times. You can place it just where you want to on the road, but also lovely feel from the rear axle too. And to go with all that, a beautiful ride, a really nice ride for a sports car. Not too firm, not too soft, just right, just where you want it. I also think it looks delightful. Pictures don't quite do this car justice. In the flesh, on the road, in amongst other cars, it looks stunning, this car. It's also really well made. The one stumbling block was the price. I think now, having driven it, having experienced just how good the F-Type is, the price problem just flies straight out of the window, and that is because it's worth every penny. Good things cost a fair bit of money, and the F-Type isn't good, it's brilliant. So that's the F-Type on the road, but what's it like on the track? Well, I'm not sure how relevant it is, but it feels really good on a track. There's not much understeer. There is a bit, just a bit to keep you feeling secure. But overall, it feels like a total hot rod. It kind of reminds me of the Tuscan that I used to race, to be honest, in that you can just do that sort of thing in it all day long if you want to. It's nicely balanced. But you get this lovely impression that there's just a little bit of a surfeit of power over traction and grip, and I love that. Okay, you can turn all the systems back on, and there's a track mode in which it's very well behaved, and you can dial the response of the engine down a bit, which is good, because sometimes the throttle response can feel a little bit too pokey for its own good. But no, I really like driving this thing on a track. It's fast, it's slightly unhinged in a really appealing kind of way. The gearbox works really well. The brakes also don't appear to have run out of puff, which has quite often happened in the past on quick Jaguars. But this one, because it's aluminium of course, weighs that much less. How can you not like that? The F Type, what do we think of it? I love it. I really do love it. There are some people that are going to say it's a Jaguar Land Rover product, so we were always going to love it. But no, just believe me, this car goes way beyond anything Jaguar has done in the past. It feels like a properly focused, really, really well engineered sports car. This car can hold its head high next to the best sports cars in the world. And that is quite some achievement considering what's out there at the moment. I think Jaguar have done a really, really good job. The F Type is a blinder.